Hey family, this is Lady Wisdom. And I used to have a dear friend that used to say everything that happens to you in your life prepares you for the current season of your life. So, whatever it is that may have occurred in your life, be it positive or negative, you have gained something from it, some lesson, some strength, something that you have come through that has prepared you for the current season of your life. And I want you to be encouraged. This is Lady Wisdom, and make sure you stay connected with my journey with Paula G across all platforms. Until next time, embrace the journey. Welcome to my journey with Paula G, where we are juggling this journey called life while we're walking in the gifts and the talents that God has given us. I welcome each and every one of you. I call you my journey embracers because that is exactly what you are. So if this is your first time as a journey embracer, welcome. We appreciate you joining us. And for those of you who continue to embrace this journey, I know we're talking about journey a lot. Thank you so much for your continued support because I always say time is precious. It's the one thing we cannot get back. So for you to think it not robbery to spend this time with us is really, really appreciated. And I encourage you to stay connected. Paula G Voice across all social media platforms. My website is paulagvoice.com. Like, share, subscribe, and continue to walk with us. We want to give a shout out to our underwriters. Our underwriters are the ones that provide the means for us to bring you this programming. So we thank them so very much. And if you have a business, product, or service you're looking for exposure in front of an audience, email jerryroycelive@gmail.com or paula@paulagvoice.com. Put underwriting opportunities in the subject line. And we also want to give Jerry Royce Live a shout out. And we encourage you to check out the weekendchannel.tv. My Journey with Paula G has a channel over there as well. So we thank Jerry so much for that as well. All right. I think that's all the housekeeping. I want to talk today about manifesting joy in your life. And I had this t-shirt on, and this is a friend of mine. Her name is Monique Washington, and she is an author. And she's just a wonderful author. She's written several books. She's done classes on how to write a book, how to get started doing that. And she's just, a very positive, encouraging person. She's always sending me information to help me along my journey as I do her as well. And this was one of her shirts that I got at one of her events, and it says it. Let me see, get this straight. There we go. It all starts with you. Can y'all see that? It all starts with you. And I had this shirt on today and I was getting ready to come down and talk to you all. And I said, this is appropriate for today's particular topic of manifesting joy and the journey to manifesting joy. And before we start, I want to share a scripture with you. This is 2 Timothy 4, verses 7 and 8. And it's familiar to some of us. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I've kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but also to all who have longed for his appearance. You can read the whole chapter, but this speaks to the journey of Timothy and how he had come through this long journey. And well, the verse before it, let me read the verse before it. The verse before it states, For I am already being poured out like a drink offering, and the time for my departure is near. So Timothy had some challenges in his life, but he fought the good fight. It was a well done, my good and faithful servant kind of moment. But it speaks to when we go through challenges in our lives, when we go through, I call them the valley season of our lives, and coming out of a dark season of our lives. And I think it may be fair to say that we all have these dark seasons of our lives, but sometimes we've heard the phrase "trouble doesn't last always." Weeping may endure for night, but joy comes in the morning. We've heard those scriptures. Um, Jeremiah 29:11, where it speaks to, I know the plans that you have for me, plans to prosper. But in verses 1 through 10, the people are going through some stuff. The people are going through some stuff. So as long as you are living and breathing, if you have not encountered already, as long as you are living and breathing in life, you will encounter those valley moments where we find ourselves in the pits of depression. We find ourselves in the pits of despair. We find ourselves in dark places. But the journey coming out of that all starts, can y'all see that? All starts with you. It all starts with you. I'm speaking from experience. There was a very dark time in my life where I could not see daylight, period. Some people say, they see the light at the end of the tunnel. I couldn't see nothing. I couldn't see any light at the end of any tunnel. It was so dark, I didn't even realize I was in a tunnel because it was so dark. I felt like I was buried alive in a pit because I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I mean that from a holistic sense, not only physically, but spiritually, emotionally. Um, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. I was stuck. I was paralyzed because of what had occurred and what was occurring at that time in my life. And I couldn't see my way out. I couldn't see the light of day. And it was a very depressing, very discouraging time. And when you're in those seasons, sometimes people will say, oh, there's life on the other side of whatever it is. There's life on the other side of grief. There's life on the other side of a divorce. There's life on the other side of losing your job. There's life on the other side of whatever it is that has you in that dark place. But because you're so far down deep in that dark place, you can't even comprehend life on the other side of where you are. All you can see, feel, is being in that dark place. And some of us get stuck in that dark place. Unfortunately, some never come out of that dark place. Some never come out of that dark place. But those of us who have come out of that dark place, it's a journey. It's a fight. You're scratching and fighting to get out of that dark place. But in order to get out of that dark place, it starts with you. Somewhere in that process, that conversation. I talked to you all about the conversation in between your ears. I talked to you all about the mindset journey that I put it into a course to help people with this, to peeling back those layers, unlocking that negative mindset, so you can figure out how you got into that dark place. And it's a painful journey when you're unlocking that mindset. Because when I take clients to that course, it's a difficult thing, unlocking that negative mindset, because you got to go back and address some things, dealing with those things so you can eliminate them or find a way to coexist with them in a healthy manner. Because some things we find that we may have to coexist. If we've lost someone that's near and dear to us, and dear to our heart, we've never gotten over that. That's something that we have to learn how to coexist with that, because that's not going to change. But there are things that can change, that we can learn to change and eliminate, and find ways to coexist with those things that we can't eliminate, if you will, to create that new unlock that negative mindset and create that new narrative. We're going to take a break. Narrative. We're going to take a break. When we come back on the flip side of the break, I'm going to give you 3 things that have kind of helped me to get myself out of that dark, dark valley season. And prayerfully, it will help you. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the manifestation, the journey to joy, the journey out of the valley into the light, to the mountaintop, to the joy in the morning. We're talking about that journey. I am Paula G, your host. This is My Journey with Paula G. We'll be back in a moment. Hey family, this is Paula G, and sometimes our negative mindset can hinder our progress. We have to unlock that negative mindset and create a new narrative in our minds so that we can move forward And my Mindset Journey Masterclass can help you do just that. You can visit my website, paulagvoice.com, for more information. Embrace the journey. Welcome back to My Journey with Paula G. I'm your host, Paula G, and here we are encouraging you to juggle this journey called life while you're walking in your gifts and your talents. We want to thank those who are supporting us through their underwriting support. Thank you to all and each and every one of our underwriters. And if you have a business, product, or service and you're looking to gain exposure in front of an audience, email us at jerryroycelive@gmail.com or paula@paulagvoice.com. I encourage you, put underwriting opportunities in the subject line so we can follow up. I encourage you to stay connected across all platforms. Paula G Voice. My website is paulagvoice.com. You can go on and see my journey on radio, television, voiceover, lifestyle modeling, and author, the Mindset Journey courses, and the other courses that I have over there as well. Again, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, Journey Embracers, so that we can all stay connected on this journey. And also a shout out to our producer, Jerry Royce Live. Check out the Weekend Channel, theweekendchannel.tv. There's a variety of wonderful programming to include episodes of My Journey with Paula G as well. So we thank you so much. Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, aka Batman. Feel the power. Remember those days, Jerry, don't you? All right, so we were talking about manifesting joy and how sometimes we are in a valley season of our lives. And, when we get to when we get to a valley season of our life, we find ourselves having a difficult time kind of digging out, if you will, um, from those experiences. And sometimes, when when you get to those difficult seasons and you get so low and so depressed and so forlorn, sometimes we don't have the energy to get ourselves out of that circumstance or situation. We don't have the energy to do that. We don't have the motivation to do that. We've got to find it somewhere within ourselves. Somewhere. Again, a friend of mine, before the break, I was sharing with you, a friend of mine, her name is Monique Washington, and she's an author. And she's written several books. And one of her themes and one of her encouragements when she does her workshops in regard to being an author and starting that journey of being an author, she says it all starts. Can y'all see that? It all starts with you. It all starts with you. And that is the same thing. I remember when I was in my valley season, and I've shared this before. Some of you may have heard this before. When I was in my valley season, there was one night and I was in my home, fortunately by myself. It was about 3:30 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. And I was just so racked with pain, not physical pain, but emotional pain. I was so racked with pain. I was just crying out to God. I was literally wailing, crying out to God, Lord, help me. I was on the floor in my home, crying out to God, Lord, help me, because I was in such a dark place and I was afraid. And I wound up crying myself to sleep. I don't know how long I was down there, 30 minutes, an hour. I wound up crying myself to sleep. And I woke up and it was daylight. It was still very early in the morning. And I remember saying to myself, when I get up off of this floor, I'm going to begin the work to climb my way, scratch, claw my way out of this dark valley into the light. And I didn't get up right away because I said, when I get up, I've got to change that mindset. I've, oh my gosh, I've got to change that mindset. So I had to be ready. A few minutes later, I'm like, oh, I'm not quite ready because I still felt pulled down. But it may have been, I don't know how much time passed, an hour, 2 hours later, where I said to myself, I am ready to get up and I'm ready to start this journey out of this dark place back into the light. And when I tell you it took a minute, it took a minute. The woman I am today is not the woman who I was yesterday. Not that she was a bad woman, but she had gone through some stuff, just like you have. She's gone through some things and she's had to claw her way out. So the first thing I want to share with you is that in order to come out of that dark place, you have to process through those difficult moments that got you there in the first place. And it goes back to, I was sharing in another episode, peeling back those layers. I put all of this into a course because I realized my journey, it was a mindset journey that got me from the valley to where I am today. So why not share this with others? Why not put this in a course and share this with others? So that is what I did. So I put it in a course. And I realized that one of the things, it is a process. That was the whole thing, is realizing that it is a process. You've got to process through those difficult times that got you there in the first place. And a lot of times we wind up in those dark places is because we don't want to deal with, whatever the situation is, and it compounds and compounds and compounds, and we just find ourselves overwhelmed and not wanting to deal at all. So you've got to understand that you have to process through the difficult times. And in processing through the difficult times, that in itself takes time. It took me years. I'm not saying it will take you years, but it took me years to process through all of this stuff, processing through the difficult times. The second thing is to love yourself, is to know that you are worthy. You are worthy of being loved. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have joy. So you have to begin that journey of processing through those difficult times, creating that new narrative in your head and speaking life over yourself and positivity over yourself, that you deserve joy, you deserve to be happy, you deserve to come out of that dark space. Loving yourself and discovering what is it that's inside of you that you can utilize to help others. When I was coming out of that dark place, and when I finally got out and got on the other side, I'm like, what gift do I have as a result of this? What gift do I have that I could utilize to help others through this as well? I can use my voice. I can use my and create some audio files that encourage others. I can use my educational background and put these things into a course so that it is available to others to help them out of their dark season. I can encourage, I can consult. So loving yourself, and when you come out of that season, using the gifts that you have been given to help others out of their season. And finally, just to walk in the truth of who you are. Because I'm not the same person. I'm now on the other side of that journey. I'm not the same person that I was before. But praise and thank God that He brought me through that. And as a result of bringing me through that, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, as the song said. I'm stronger, I'm wiser, and I'm in a position to share with others how I got out of that dark place, what it is that I did to get out of that dark place, sharing with others so that they can utilize those things in their own lives to help them through that journey as well. I help somebody today with that. And if you are now in a dark place, I pray that God places within you that fire shut up in your bones to have the desire to bring yourself out of that dark place, knowing and understanding that it will not happen overnight, that it will take work, that it will take time, but that God is holding, that if you hold on to His unchanging hand, He will, and talk to Him, He will help you navigate through that dark season. There may be times where you may fall back, but holding on to His unchanging hand, continuing to be prayerful, continuing to have that, unlocking that negative mindset, creating that new narrative, and speaking life over yourself to help pull yourself out of that dark place. I'm a witness that it can happen. and that God will utilize you on the other side to bring joy to others. We've come to the end of our journey. Thank you all so much for joining us. Our underwriters, we thank you all for your underwriting support. If you're interested in underwriting, jerryvoicelive@gmail.com, Paula at paulagvoice.com. Put underwriting opportunities in the subject line. Stay connected with me across all platforms. Paula G Voice, my website, paulagvoice.com. Make sure you like, you share, you subscribe. And until next time, you know that the greatest conversation you will ever have is the one that takes place in between your ears. What are you speaking to yourself? Is God a part of that conversation? And are you listening to his still small voice? Until next time, love yourself and embrace the journey.
Your name on high, and I'll give you praise. Glory, glory.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I lift
your name on high, and I'll give you praise.
You are holy.
You are holy.
So holy. And I lift your name.
Lift your name on high, and I'll give you praise. You are holy.
So holy.
You are holy.
And I lift
your name on high, and I'll give you praise.
You are all that I need.
You are all that I need.
My everything.
My everything.
And you I live and I move and have my being. I come before I kneel at your throne.
And I'll give you praise.
I come before you. I kneel at your throne.
And I'll give you praise.
You are all
that I need.
my everything.
My everything.
Ooh.
And you I live and have my being.
You are all that I need.
All that I need.
You are my everything.
And you I live and have my being.
Because of you, Lord, I have my being, and you are my peace, love, comforter, provider, my strong tower, healer, protector. You cover me, you are peace.
1 John, 4th chapter, 12th verse. No man has seen God at any time. If we love one another, God dwells in us, and his love is perfected in us.
Intro, get 'em.
Why so much hate instead of loving one another? We're all one, no one is greater than the other. So make a better place for the human race. All about grace and heavenly rays. God is Father of love. So let love lead.
Yeah, I fought so wrong. Tell them this.
Yo, said it's hard to be the bigger man, knowing that the killer's playing blood on the killer's hands, still no justice. Give me just a minute, man, really though it is the the plan, love your enemy and stand within God's comforts. Grace that I feel, can't pretend that ain't real. Centuries in the field, man, we built this country. Even though I'm hated, man, I know God loves me. They still wanna squeeze when you say you can't breathe. So I send up my prayers when I hit my knees. Love's what the truth bring, grace is a new thing. The enemy divides, tell them keep it moving. Fight the devil in the spirit, man, that's how I do things. Love.
बादशाहों का बादशाह यीशु बादशाह कोई भी नहीं है तेरे जैसा तू ही मेरा बाप और मैं तेरा बेटा लश्करों के रब तू है मेरा आसरा
We are one in Christ.
That's only one.
We are one in Christ.
No color division.
We are one in Christ.
Love is
We
what
are
we
one
need.
in Christ. Something wanna tell you. Something I'm proud of you. Something I want to share to everyone.
That's right.
You don't need to be scared. Black, brown, white, even red. We are all welcome to call and celebrate.
One food, one shepherd, one head, one body, many members. Unity and love is how the world will know.
Oh, but no.
You believe.
Hey, family, this is Paula G, aka Lady Wisdom, host of My Journey with Paula G. And I just want to share with you all that we are so excited because our reach is expanding. We are now presently in the Brooklyn, New York area, the Atlanta, Georgia area, the DMV, and we are growing. So if you're looking for exposure for your business, product, or service, you can reach out to jerryvoicelive@gmail.com or Paula at paulagvoice.com. Put underwriting opportunities in the subject line, and we'll be sure to follow up with you as we all continue to spread love, spread the word, and encourage each and every one of you to juggle this journey called life while we're walking in the gifts and the talents that God has given us. Until next time, embrace the journey.